What's up, gamers? We are back with more Starfield, picking up right where we left off, as I mentioned in the last video. This time, we are diving in, continuing the UC Vanguard faction quest, and we're going to go into the Armistice Archives. Let's just get a reminder of what we're working on here. Deputy McIntyre has given me the last code and directed me to the archives across the plaza from Mast. Report to the Armistice Archives. Let's waste no time. Let's go in, and I'm still very sussy that I'm being used by either Hadrian or some other person. But we've really got no way to further investigate that at this point, so we just need to go with the flow and see where it leads us. Now, I've been in this building before. I've been snooping around in here previously. It's a weird building where, like, there's a bunch of locked doors, but picking the locks doesn't get you in trouble with security. It's like safeguard the pass, secure area, authorized entrance only, and they've got special guards down here, archive guards, which I suppose they're theoretically not affiliated with any of the three groups. We recall the cost of unfettered war. We stand as the bulwark of peace. This is a really cool set piece. I never really, I've, said that about this before, I think, but I've never really noticed that they've got, it says Armistice Archives, and then it's like the symbol of the UC, the symbol of the Freestar Collective, and now what I recognize more readily as the symbol of House Varun. And is this like a flame? Just a bowl, I guess. It's cool though. Now it's a secure area, authorized entrance only, but as you can see, Sarah doesn't care. And these guards don't care if I just go in here. I've been in here before.
We've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules.
Right, so they're calling to me from over there. Now the one place I haven't been able to access previously is in here. Right? Access code required for entry to the archives, Armistice Archives. So I think the real archives are behind this bulkhead, right? But I've it looks like they're locked right now, but I've picked these locks before. I probably reloaded my save afterwards because I was like, well, that was pointless. Oh, I never noticed this before. Look at this. Was not observant when I was in here. But see how this says Freestar Access Center? So I gotta assume there's like Freestar personnel back here. I'm sure we're being called over to the UC. Oh, House Varun Access Center here. And it's just unlocked. And abandoned. Dead plant. This is actually really cool. I don't think I realized before that they were all... I just saw like 3 identical-ish rooms, and I was like, oh, okay. But that's really cool. So they all had their own staff down here running the archives, but of course House Varun's full in the coop. Seems the UC is going to be sort of running the show here, so let's go. We're now approaching the
archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt her, so I stopped talking, but all right, United Colonies Access Center. archive access code receptacle. Right, and there's one over here on the Freestart side as well. But I've got it, I've made this comment before. Maybe people are sick of hearing me. Yeah, here's the Varun one. Sick of hearing me say this, but like I don't like. I feel some kind of way about the Armistice Archives being in New Atlantis. Like it almost feels like they reached this Armistice agreement, but the UC wanted to make sure they'd still have the upper hand. If they ever wanted to break with the treaty and access the data, they'd have it here close at hand. It's always felt a bit off to me. Like I would think they'd pick some neutral location for the Armistice Archives to be, like out in space, maybe in like an unaligned system like Parima, for example. Or somewhere else. It doesn't have to be Parima, but you get the idea. Like I'm just constantly thrown by the fact that it's here in New Atlantis, right under the thumb of the UC, and then I can't help but like that interaction we just had was a little bit odd, right? Like I can't be the only one who kind of feels that way, because like I come in here, it isn't the Freestar folks over here that beckon me over. It's the lady behind the counter working for the United Colonies. She's like, come over here, I'm going to explain the rules, and then you'll be given the chance to enter. She runs over the rules with me, and then she says, once you insert the 3 codes, I'll let you in. Which implies to me that she doesn't need anything from the Freestar representative, and certainly doesn't need anything from the no longer present House of Varun representatives. She can just click some button in her booth there and buzz me in once she feels like... I mean, maybe like she doesn't even have the power to do it until I insert the 3 codes. But the fact that she's the one that's going to buzz me in, it's just... I'm maybe making way too much of this, but it's bothered me ever since I learned what the Armistice Archives were. It's bothered me that they're in New Atlantis, and the game seems to keep reinforcing that. Sorry for bojangling so much. Let me just get going with this. I need to deposit 3 codes into the code receptacles to get them verified. Only then will I be allowed inside the archives by the UC. I'll start with the UC one. Then we'll do Freestar. And last, but far from least, House of Varun.
All codes verified. Unlock engaged. You may proceed, Captain.
Okay. Now, I'm pleased that I'm coming in here. It seems like I'm by myself. Hadrian's not with me. I mean, Sarah's with me, but she hardly counts, right? I'm feeling better about this since Hadrian's not with me, but I am worried that I'm getting and then giving her access to data that's dangerous. Like I'm taking data out of here with me. And I feel like some nefarious actor somewhere, maybe it's not her, maybe it's someone else, but some nefarious actor somewhere is wanting this data out, and they've staged things to get it. Right, so we've got archives A through F, archives 0 through 9, archives G through M, archives U through Z, archives N through T. It's interestingly organized in here. So it's A through F, G through M, N through T, U through Z. And these are like clearly like server banks, right? And then or some sort of data storage that exists in this world. And then they have 0 through 9. So like if the file starts with a number, I guess it ends up in here. A little weird. And then like, I feel like it's a little. I just feel like no government's gonna organize things like this, right? No bureaucracy is gonna organize things like that. Like T for terramorphs, so it's in this one. Like no, that's like what? Like you'd think it would be filed under Xeno weapons or I don't know. It's weird. It's fine. I'm gonna stop over analyzing things, or I'm gonna try at least. Unit 18. So I was looking around to see if like can I do anything sketchy? Can I like break into these ones? Can I like do something nefarious in here? Can I get more than the data I came for? I don't think I can. This might be a very straightforward part of the mission. Collect data from Unit 18. Return the data. Right, so this was part of one of the things I agreed to with at least one of the faction representatives. I don't remember which one. Was to like look at the data here and not remove it from the archives, which I'd like to do. I've now got the data in hand. Time to return to Deputy McIntyre. Okay. Doesn't seem like I'm going to be able to do that. Interesting. Look at this. So case T18 terramorphs. So this contains all the data on terramorphs that are in the archives. Like this is where I get a little confused because I guess this whole plot line has me a little bit confused because I don't understand why terramorph data is in the Armistice archives at all. Like, I understand that briefly, very, very briefly, when Xeno weapons were being researched, they considered using terramorphs for Xeno warfare. And they quickly discovered that that was a bad idea, that the terramorphs were too strong mentally and physically to be controlled in that way. And so they abandoned that idea pretty quickly and ended up, developing other types of Xeno weapons. So I understand that terramorphs are like very tangentially related to Xeno weapons research. But like why there's like a special case that's specific to just like terramorphs. It doesn't even say terramorphs as Xeno weapons or anything like that. It's just terramorphs. Like why is the science surrounding terramorphs hidden away here? I feel like there's more than we're being told, than our characters being told, or that we're being told as the player about this situation. I like how there's a value on this. Can I go sell this to the Trade Authority now? Case T18. I feel like I promised either the Freestar lady or the Varun fella that I wouldn't remove this from the archives, that I would look over this data while I was here and then not leave with it. But it seems like I don't have an option to do that. You cannot equip this. I can't open it. All I can do is look at the pretty briefcase in my menu. And the game wants me to go back to the interstellar affairs lady with it. So, guess we'll do that. Sorry for all my rambling in the first 15 minutes of this video. Always takes me a minute when it's a new day and a new play to get my head back in gear, my mind resharpened for all the Starfield lore. Sarah's being very quiet.
I'm not very comfortable heading into Mast. But don't worry. I'll try and keep my complaints to a minimum.
I love that all the members of Constellation are like, ugh, Mast.
By the way, Captain, Sergeant Yumi was looking for you. Sounds like he's got more work.
Are you sure? Oh. I was about to be like, are you sure about that? Because, like, every time I talk to him, he's like, no new work for you. But the fact that added an actual activity to my list makes me think it might be genuine. We'll have to go check in with Sergeant Yumi in a bit. The last thing he had me do was very straightforward and quick. So we may squeeze that into this video. I went to the wrong floor, didn't I? Wait, no? Yes? Oh, no, here we go.
There you are.
Right,
Captain, Deputy told me what went down. Impressive work. Captain, if you'd be willing to transfer the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing what comes next.
No, I don't want to. I'm worried I'm gonna miss. I shouldn't have run in here because it sounds like they were having a conversation before I arrived. I'm not gonna reload, but I need to remember to not rush towards the quest objective because you never know what you could observe by slowly walking over to it. I don't want to even take my eyes off of this data because I'm worried. I mean, never mind. You've all heard my theory on what's going on here. And my lack of trust for Hadrian, which fluctuates but is very strong at this moment. Because, like, I can tell that the quest is forcing me to fall into a trap. I don't like it. I don't think I can, like, I'm... The part of me that's, like, a role player and wants to role play a character that wouldn't fall for this trap is very hesitant to, like, advance this quest and continue progressing it. Because every step of the way, I'm like, that's a mistake. Don't want to do that. Deputy McIntyre directed me to hand the data over to Hadrian. I should speak to her. I mean, if I want to continue doing this faction quest, I need to do the things the quest is telling me to do, even if I feel like they're a mistake. So,
Time for us to start getting some real answers and figure out if we've been asking the right questions. So whenever you're ready.
Major, you may take possession of the Terramorph data. Here, glad to be rid of this damn thing. I made someone a promise, Hadrian. Can you assure me this data will be used for good? Is the answer to stopping more attacks really in here? Actually, let me take care of one quick thing first. Alright, well this is like, oh, I don't want to continue the quest right now. So we're just going to ignore that. I'm going to ask both of these questions, but especially this one. I want to save this because this might advance the dialogue. I'm going to ask this one first. If
Something wrong?
this advances the dialogue, we're going to reload because no. Like, I'm for sure at least getting this out of my mouth so I can feel a little bit better about the trap that I'm obviously falling into. The setup that I'm obviously falling for. Is the answer to stopping more attacks really in
You're
here?
carrying the most comprehensive collection of information on terramorphs in the known universe.
Yeah, why
If we can't
terramorphs
pry an
in
answer
general?
out of there, it likely doesn't exist.
Why
Certainly doesn't
is
mean it's
terramorph
going to
data
be
in general
easy.
in there?
But we're not
in
going
the
to know until
archives?
Percival and I dig in, so whenever you're ready.
I just don't like. I feel like it's a plot hole. Like they don't explain well enough why terramorph data, just wholesale all the terramorph data that's ever been collected, ended up in the Armistice archives. Just because at one time, once upon a blue moon, they considered using terramorphs for xenomorpher. Like there's also they tried it with the Ashta too, but I've found like stuff about the Ashta out and about. Like the Ashta data is not all in the archives because they once considered using Ashta for xenoweapons research. Like I don't
Hi. Hello.
like. I think the
Anything?
attack on Londinian. I think there's more information about that than anyone's telling me, and I think Hadrian knows, but isn't telling me. And or at the very least, like it's not like who's the other
You're
person? Because
carrying
I've
the
forgotten his
most
name.
Certainly doesn't mean it's going to be
Percival.
easy. But we're not going to know until Percival
Hadrian
and I
and
dig in,
Percival.
so whenever
One
you're
of
ready.
those two is not giving me all the information that they have. They know something that we don't, that no one knows. Some secret they're keeping about Londinian. That's the reason that they knew what they would need is in the archives and all that. And the reason why maybe they felt compelled to even do risky stuff like unleashing terramorphs on New Atlantis to get what they needed out of the archives. It's a trap. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it's a trap. My antennae are up, and they are up high. I made someone a promise, Hadrian. Can you assure me this data will be used for good?
Yes. It will be. Percival and I have done our damage. This is us starting to put some things right. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures.
Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
I have a lot of comments to make about what's happening, but I've learned my lesson in this game. When an NPC says "follow me," you should follow them so you don't miss a bunch of dialogue and stuff that they're gonna say along the way.
Hey,
But once she stops walking, you can bet your bottom dollar that I'll be. Oh. What in the hell is this actually? This is a loading screen door that apparently goes outside of this building, but it's like in the center column. So I'm like, what the hell am I actually looking at here? I'm gonna go attend some like citizenship ceremony of some sort, clearly. But now that she's on the other side of that loading screen door and I have a minute, like, why did I have to give Hadrian the data here and then meet her on Mars? Why couldn't we all meet on Mars and I bring the data with me there? It's really interesting. Like, when I said that thing, I promised this would be used for good. She was like, she was about to say something. And then she stopped herself and she said, you know, we're trying to redeem ourselves, me and Percival and I. You know, we are gonna, like, yes, we're gonna use this for good, right? And I'm getting such weird, like something is off vibes. I If that had been an actual question instead of something that advanced the dialogue, and good on me having the instinct that that might advance the dialogue because it did. Um, if that, I would have had her repeat that line like a dozen times just to hear it and comment on it because it was so. It got my spidey senses tingling again. My gamer instincts are telling me something is off. I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of it, but it's time to become a citizen of the United Colonies. And we're already a citizen, of course, of the Freestar Collective. A member of the UC System Defense, which I feel like alone, like my actions to help them defeat the Crimson Fleet alone should have earned me citizenship, but we're kind of doing things in a weird order because I felt more attuned with that storyline as something that my main character would participate in. I don't know why I said main, but well, something that my character would participate in and be accepting of more so than this, where I had to like pledge allegiance to the UC. That with that, at least it was sort of like a reluctant partnership type of story, which I appreciated more because as a Freestar Ranger and Freestar Collective settler, I very much I don't feel at home in the UC at all. But we're about to go become a citizen officially. And that means I can buy the really cool penthouse that you can buy in New Atlantis, which I'm 100% going to do. Do I actually have some decent money right now? Yeah, I've got over 700,000 credits, so that'll be fun. Where does this door lead, though? I'm actually so intrigued. Because we're up on like a high floor of this building, right? Oh my god, what is this? So it's just her. She's like, I could have done this in my office, but we've got this really cool patio that no one ever uses, so just to make it seem more dramatic, I'm gonna lead you out there.
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies?
I guess. This doesn't mean I can't be a citizen elsewhere, does
It doesn't. We don't really care where else you might have been or might become a citizen. Once you earn your place in the United Colonies, it's yours.
Just to go over it again, like she's going to talk about how I can live here and I get free healthcare and some other stuff, right?
Well, only citizens can own property in New Atlantis. We also pay
Right,
a
that's the main
discounted
thing.
rate at any United Colonies merchant.
Ooh, that's right. I'm going to
And
get
all
merchant
citizens
discounts.
receive an ample credit disbursement upon joining.
Oh, I'm going to get some money, some credits from this too. All right, I'm ready.
Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen?
Yeah, I mean, I can at least promise to that. Yeah, sure, whatever. I've really got to do all that. I will.
Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here,
Sweet.
your official ID and your citizenship dispensation. We've also
How
let
much
the
is it?
Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property. Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a sensitive position. Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has information that could prove useful in dealing with the Terramorphs. And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name. So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. You can tell no one. Can you agree to these terms?
You know Sarah's like right behind me, right? Is she gonna be a problem? Oh my god, what this is completely unexpected. What is this? Thanks but no thanks. Like, can I just say no? Is saying no an option? She said a member of the UC, so just like that doesn't mean anything. Like someone who is in the United Colonies government. Sensitive position. Oh my god. Oh my god. I have a suspicion. I think I know who this is going to be, and I'm like freaking out. This is just a theory, and I want to get it out of the way. I want to say it, and it's probably wrong, because this is a wild, wild theory. But I want to say it because if I end up being right, it'll look like I'm a genius when this video hits YouTube. But I'm probably wrong, okay? So don't judge me if this is just a wild theory and it ends up being like this could very well be someone we haven't heard of before, just a brand new person with a brand new set of problems and a brand new backstory that has nothing to do with the game up to this point. But my theory is that we're about to meet Ve Victus. That Ve Victus was not actually executed. That the trial he went through was just for show, but the UC considered him to be too valuable of a military mind to actually execute him. His death was faked, and he's still alive and behind the scenes pulling strings within the UC. That's my theory. It's wild. That it would be absolutely wild if that's the case. But like my gamer instincts are and my like my writer instincts are tingling. Like I think that would be such a cool twist. Like I'm working with his daughter and stuff. Oh my god, that would be so crazy. My other like tangential theory is that it's another one of the Ve Victus clones. That Hadrian thought she was the last one, but there's actually another one that's still alive. But that would be less impactful. Like I think it's the man himself is about to walk out here or come out in a wheelchair or some craziness and wants to talk to me because I'm working with his daughter and he knows something about Londinian or I don't know. I'll take it to my grave. I mean, I'm going to ask this first before I agree to anything. Ask for me by name. Who are you talking
I'm
about?
sorry. I can't share any more without your word. Do I have it?
Well, the citizenship ceremony was pretty quick, and it was a dialogue thing that I could probably skip through. So I'm going to risk the need to maybe reload this. I don't know if I can agree to that.
I understand this puts you in a strange position, but this information is too sensitive to share without your agreement. Can I count on you to keep this between just you and I?
Ooh, see, even that dialogue option doesn't advance the quest. I'm gonna try this because I'm so curious if this is something you can be like, nope, I'm not promising you. I'm not gonna tell anyone about whatever you're gonna show me. Like until I know who I'm about to meet with and what they're about to tell me, I can't promise that I'm gonna take it to my grave. Thanks, but
I'm
no
sorry
thanks.
to hear that, Captain. Unfortunately, this isn't negotiable. When you change your mind, I'll be here.
Damn, not negotiable. Time to speak to Deputy McIntyre about becoming a UC citizen, though it sounds like there might be something else we need to discuss as well. I cannot continue this faction quest until I say I'm going to take this to my grave. Well, I mean, I guess me, and I'm promising this for Sarah as well. This is so cool, though. This, I like, my desire to jump off of this is insane. I am 1,000% jumping off of this when we're done with whatever is happening here. I just wanted to, like, I guess I'm supposed to assume that, like, when I went through that door, there was, like, a staircase going up, because, like, I'm not sure how this patio thing works spatially within the mast building. This is the tippy top of it, too, right? Like, I don't see... Ugh, I'm gonna die by accident, but... I mean, I can't turn down the opportunity to actually stand at the very tippy top of the mast building. I feel like in general, the spacing doesn't work for the interior of the building with the exterior. Guess that's the benefit of having loading screens in your game. But, like, look how skinny this building actually is. Like, from here to, like, here is really not that far. And the whole way down the building, it's this width. I feel like there's no way that all the offices and stuff we've seen in the actual interior of the building would fit here. It's maybe an unfair criticism. I mean, a lot of the buildings, I'm like that Galbanks building, like right there, for example, is like, that is so skinny. Like it's meant to look like a skyscraper, but I feel like the scale is off on all the buildings that are meant to look like skyscrapers. Like, they should be much bigger, but they, like, had to squeeze them into this area of game space and shrunk them down in weird ways. Anyway. Look, Sarah's up here on top with me. Okay. Alright, I'm done with the shenanigans. Yeah.
So then, can I trust you not to speak of anything you're about to learn? We'd never even consider this something normally, but you were asked for by name.
Yeah, because this strikes me as, like, this whole thing where she's, like, needs me to swear to secrecy. And she's like, I would, like someone who just became a UC citizen, who has divided loyalties, who is a bit of a hero for the UC, but is not someone who's, like, in the upper echelons of the UC government, would never normally be given access to this very secretive and privileged information. But because this person asked for me by name, they're making a very rare exception and reading me in on something that's way above my pay grade, so to speak. I think it's Vevictus. I think we're about to get a huge, like, plot twist. And it would be, and let me just comment, but in case it is Vevictus, let me just comment that it is just like the UC to like promise as part of the armistice agreement that these war criminals would stand trial and pay for their crimes, and then just like secretly like fake their deaths and squirrel them away somewhere. That is very like on brand for the UC fascist government that plays fast and loose with the rules, as long as it benefits them. I'll take it to my grave. No, I'm gonna. If it's Vevictus, I'm shouting it from the rooftops. I'm gonna go to straight to SSNN. The universe needs to know. I'm gonna make sure the Council of Governors and the Freestar Collective knows that the UC has, in the one of the worst ways possible, violated the armistice agreement, and one of their biggest war criminals of all time, who killed ordinary citizens, children, non-combatants, medics and whatnot. He killed them all indiscriminately. That they have been keeping him alive. That he maintains power within the UC, despite all the horrible, horrible things he's done. Again, it's maybe not him. It's maybe unrelated to anything, any world building that's happened so far. Some new figure that's coming into the story at this point, but only one way to find out. I'll take it to my grave. Wink.
Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7. I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.
Now, it's funny that they, like, the like, credits I got for becoming a citizen was like 5,000 credits. And I sort of laughed when I saw that. I was like, oh, yeah. Oh, a sizable stipend or whatever, however she described it. I was expecting a lot more. Like, oh, good. My bonus for becoming a citizen is I can buy, like, a month's worth of Terra Brew coffee or whatever. Like, 5,000 is nothing. And then just for completing that mission, I got another 20,000, which is actually that's a chunk. That's more like what I'd expect. Maybe that was the actual. Well, no, it was definitely the 5,000 that was the stipend. I think that was just my reward for completing the quest. Weirdly, I don't know. But I can resist the urge no longer. I know we have to go to. Well, let's read the quest first. Ooh, brand new quest. And it's called The Devils You Know. Now, I'm aware that could be a reference to the Red Devils. Someone's requested to speak with me, but Deputy McIntyre won't tell me who. She said I can find them down in subsection 7. Which is an area wasn't even on the elevator list previously. Or some sort of restricted top secret area of the mast building. Some underground place. Where we're going to go meet a mysterious figure. But before we do that, I know we could take the elevator down, but I feel like there's another fun way we could get down pretty quickly. Alley-oop! Badoo. Badoo. Badoo.
When things at the lodge are too much, I love coming to this spot to just sort of, I don't know, melt away for a while.
Oh, you like the promenade? That's cool. I will say, I do appreciate that, that's not the first high-rise building in New Atlantis I've jumped off of. It's definitely the highest one I've jumped off of. But I appreciate that the game, like, even though New Atlantis is segmented into all these different districts and stuff, and you have to take this, like, tram to get to them, you know, for the most part, it is actually one big, like, area. Like, it's not instanced. It's actually, you can actually, like, I could actually get to, like, the commercial district, which is up there, without taking this tram, if I put my heart and soul into some parkour. And similarly, I can jump off the tallest building in the mast district and end up back here at the spaceport without going through a loading screen. So even though you use loading screens to navigate around the city, it's all one big loaded area. It's not like instanced off, which is cool. Like the fact that I just jumped down from there and ended up in the spaceport is really cool to me. I do think I didn't realize I was jumping off the back of the building. Now that I realize I did jump off the back of the building, I think the fastest way for me to get there is maybe to go back up. So I'm just gonna, instead of like taking a loading screen to get to the mass district and then running back to the mass district and then going up the elevator from there. Oh, actually, there is that elevator from the. Well, whatever. I'm already on a loading screen. I may already regret my choice, especially with how long this is taking to load. But the God's honest truth is that I want to jump off of the building again because that was so much fun. But this time I'm gonna jump off the front of the building, so I can get down to where the elevator is instead of ending up in the spaceport. So sorry if you're rolling your eyes right now, like, oh god, just get on with the story. We want to know who the secret person is. We want to know if your theory is right about them being Vae Victis. I honestly thought she was going to tell me as soon as I promised to keep the secret, but she didn't. She just gave me access to go meet them. So it's a bit of a longer cliffhanger than I was planning. That's why I felt like I had to get out all my speech about Vae Victis first. Oh, a little bit of lag with that one. They didn't like me jumping down into the mass district. Ooh, I even took a little damage there. Oh, interesting. So this bottom part of the building feels like the right size. It's nice and wide. And blocky. I think I just saw Sarah like bugging out because of all the acrobatics and stuff I'm doing. It's a cool building design, like, don't get me wrong. Just, it seems weirdly sized from the outside, at least, compared to the inside. Yeah, like, look, this wasn't even on the menu before. I would have definitely, like, wondered about it if it was. Let's go see what we're getting ourselves into, shall we? I mean, I'd just as soon say, no, I'm not meeting... Like, I was trying to refuse to see if that was an option. Because, like, no, I'm not meeting with some shady person. I'm going straight to Mars because I'm worried about Hadrian And have I already forgotten his name again? The scientist fella, the other Red Devil, being sketchy. But I think we're about to find out the sketchy mastermind behind getting us that data from the archives and wanting us to dig into it more. And I think it's Victus, I gotta say. So this looks kind of like a storage area, so maybe this isn't like anything of particular importance. Subsection 7. But I mean, maybe it's just like being seen as like a good place for a clandestine meeting, and this person, I should say, because I don't know who it is yet, is not living down here. They just are meeting me down here because they can meet down here without prying eyes seeing them. Although I do see that UC security is present here.
I've lived in New Atlantis almost my entire life, and I had no idea this place even existed. The UC certainly excels at keeping secrets.
Yeah, so even Sarah didn't know about like these like basement subsections for that were in the mass building. I'm sorry, game, why did you give me the ability to open this panel door if I can't then, like... Never mind, I don't really care. Ooh. Locked door. Let me just, I mean... It's probably nothing, like, it's probably just locked for... Oh, there is something in there. We're obviously going to, you know, take a nice thorough look around this place because it's probably a unique place I can only access one time. Oh, this one's padlocked. Oh, this ladder actually has physics. Oops. Has a little bit too much physics. I'm pretty sure that the one half of the ladder just clipped through the other half. Ooh! Got some contraband down here. Fancy, fancy. Material repository. This is unlocked elsewhere. Okay. Another expert locked room. Another expert locked room that has a chest in it. This one doesn't have any windows, so we can only speculate. Well, actually. Yeah, well. It has a window, but can't really see into it. This is another expert locked room. If this one has a chest in it, I don't see it. Oh, this is just straight up inaccessible. Interesting. Very interesting. Like some spacesuits and lockers and stuff. It's just like equipment. This is another expert locked door. This one also, if it has a chest in it, I'm not seeing it. Another expert locked door. And again, one where there's a window, but it's going to be hard to... Oh, here we go. I see there's a... That's for sure some contraband. I think that maybe is too. I can't see the whole thing, but... And then we've got this top floor here. That's some contraband right there. Ooh, what's this? A big door that doesn't even like give me a pop-up when I go near it. Definitely can't go that way. Oh, this is locked. And looks like pointless to go into, right? This one's another inaccessible door, which... I'm never sure if these are just like, oh, well, that's just a skybox in there. I can't... Like, but I mean, it's clearly like 3D rendered environment, but potentially with no purpose. I want to see if I can get up on the windowsill with this one like I did on the other side. Yeah, here we go. I don't know. The content creator in me wants to just walk through the door I'm supposed to walk through. But the gamer in me wants to pick every single lock in here and see what secrets this place holds. Alright, so the security booth here.
Authorized entry, unsealing access. You may proceed down the corridor. But there are no additional visitors permitted. Your friend's gonna have to wait out here.
I'll be fine. You go on ahead.
Oh, so Sarah isn't gonna get in on this secret. I guess I wasn't promising for us both. Wow, so this was sealed until a second ago when I stood in front of the security guard and he was like, alright, go ahead. Is this where I came in? No, I came in over here. What do you mean mission updated activities? I know I gotta talk to Sergeant Yumi. Oh, right. Speak to Zoretta, Felion Realty office. We'll get to that. So this is just a door I can open, I guess. Oh, it's a bathroom. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, wow. So she just auto stopped following me. And it's just a long hallway. Alright, I'm sorry. The gamer in me has won out. We're gonna pick some locks. So you can see, if you don't want to watch me pick some locks and get what's probably just some contraband, you can skip ahead. I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to get into all the locked doors here because the guards have their eyes on some of them. And I'm not trying to, like, piss anyone off right now. But as much as I can, I'm gonna, quickly burn through these locks and get on back onto the exciting cliffhanger here. I'm just as anxious as anyone watching to find out who it is and see if my theory about it being because if it's a Vevictus, that is crazy,
That lock
right?
didn't last very long.
I love that Sarah's like impressed with my. See, this is garbage, right? Just some garbage in here. Honestly useless. A lot of, like, biohazard stuff in here. I think the implication is supposed to be that there's some very dangerous, like, chemical and biological weapons being stored in here, but none that I can, like, steal, so. There's a guard right there, huh? How did he not see me pick that lock? No, actually, how? I guess the staircase protects me there. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna get into this one. This one's inaccessible. This one I'm like partially hidden, but then not because of... Oh, you patrol? Oh, okay.
By the way, Captain, Sergeant Yumi was looking for you. Sounds like he's got more work.
Yeah, I know. Continue your patrol, please. You're causing me trouble by turning around to tell me that. Like, trust me, it's on my to-do list. It just cracks me up because in my head, I'm imagining Sergeant Yumi, like walking around the city and stopping every UC security guard he comes across and be like, hey, have you seen your stop it? This is a picture of him. If you see him, I need you to tell him to come see me. I've got something that I need his help with. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh, this. Oh, thank God. I was feeling like I might have already screwed that. Oh, maybe I did, though. Because I can't do this now. I can't do that. No, it doesn't math. I'm going to have to try again. I hate expert locks. Like, I feel like they give you a little bit more, or like there's less possible ways to proceed when it comes to the master locks. To the point where I almost feel like master locks are easier than the expert ones. I don't know why, but it's just been an impression I've had for the entire game that I have more difficulty getting into expert locks than I ever do with the master ones. Ugh, I really screwed this. No, I don't. Nope. Undo is what I want to do. Because I did this, but that's trouble. So this maybe is less trouble. Well, now it's like almost perfect for that, but not. Ooh. Here we go. That felt good. Okay, so... Yeah, right? Victory. I'm very quickly getting dissuaded from the idea that there's any benefit to me doing what I'm doing right now, so... If you're already bored like I already am bored, never fear because I'm almost over it. Like I can't even imagine anything that I would find in here that I'd be like, that was worth picking locks for. Like, if I'm being perfectly honest, it's mostly my OCD that's driving this behavior. Like, I don't want to leave any potential treasure or loot behind, but like... I'm really hoping that one of these rooms has like a secret in it. That would be cool. But I think the best thing I'm going to find in any of these rooms is a little bit of contraband, maybe. You know, that being said, I'm like, I'm almost done. I'm over halfway done with the doors, right? Like, maybe it's not the worst thing in the world to just Get some lockpicking practice in. I think the main thing that's keeping me going with this is the fact that I've seen some contraband and stuff inside of the rooms. So I know that it's in there, but like the ones I've chosen to do first for whatever reason have
definitely know
been
your way around a lock.
completely empty. God, this one too, I think. Just there's oh, here's something. Hold on. Uh-oh. A little stuck. Oh, lettuce. Good. That was so glad that I picked that lock. Makes perfect sense that here in a like top secret storage area in the top secret level of the top secret organizations, top secret stuff, they would have like a box inside a locked room. They'd have a box with like a single like head of lettuce in it. Totally, I buy it. Could I just like I want to open just one of the ones that I know has some. This one, right? There's something back there. Some sort of chest, right? Might even be a contraband crate.
You're cleared for entrance.
I know. Ooh, that gives me an idea too. Oh. Like how it doesn't bother him that I've been in all these secret rooms that I'm not supposed to have access to. Look, I got him facing the other way and everything. I'm gonna pick this now. Alright, we're gonna pick this one. We're gonna go look inside that chest. We're gonna see probably another head of lettuce or something equally useless, and then we're gonna move on. I know there's some doors I haven't picked yet, but like this is feeling like such a huge waste of time to me right now. And I can't even imagine what it's like for someone trying to watch a YouTube video or something like that. If I'm not on 2x speed already, you're a trooper, that's for sure. Oh my god, it's useless junk. Why are all these doors even locked? Like, you've got security guards here. Like, if this one was pickable, I'd be going in there for sure. But like, I want one reward. I'm sorry. I know I said that was the last one, but I know that I've seen contraband in some of these rooms. I just apparently not the ones I've picked so far. I don't know why I'm not looking before I pick these doors. But this was one of the ones, right, that had contraband in it that I could see from the window. Am I just imagining that? I don't know. We're about to find out. Oh, it's a weapon case. Okay. Oh, I should probably still be sneaking. I guess this is stealing. Like, I don't even want... And I guess I'll take the bullets. But like, even the guns that are in here are just kind of booty. I mean, okay. I'm starting to think the other things I saw, and I was like, ooh, that's contraband. They're actually maybe just weapon cases. So there's 3 more I could pick. Like that, for all intents and purposes, look empty looking room. This room, which has like something up there. Oh, but that's gonna be like a spacesuit or something, isn't it? And then this one, which I bet that's just a weapons case. No, I'm not. Fool me once, twice, 3 times. first 50 times, shame on you, but like... I've, you know, stalled long enough. It's time. Let's go find out who this mysterious figure is.
Welcome, Captain. Please, come down and approach the intercom. You and I should chat.
Alright, so immediately I'm noticing upon entering this room, that's a prison cell. That's a prison cell. You know, a prison cell that's a very luxurious prison cell. Like you'd see for a rich person in a minimum security prison type of thing. And I'd just like to say, like, my suspicion that that person is Vevictus has just gone to new heights. Just the sound of their voice, the way they look from a distance, like it. If that's not an older male version of Hadrian, I don't know what is. We're obviously going to go everywhere we can that's not that intercom first. It's a very interesting place. Oh, it looks like it's all one big prison cell. Like, this is like his home office area he's got in there. Living room, a bar. And upstairs with a balcony. Like modern, like art pieces on the walls and everything. You know, one of those things where the only punishment here is the fact that he doesn't have his freedom. You're Vevictus, aren't you? Oh, so creepy. I can even hear some, like, classical music playing. Where's that door lead, I wonder? Talk was... Okay, Sarah's ready to advance her... Well, what's going on up here? Sarah's moving about up there. Sarah's ready to continue her NPC stuff with me, which is great. We'll have a little... Ooh! Doing that thing I always do where I click stuff without checking to make sure it's not a lockpick first. Or a crime, for that matter. Which this was both. Oh god, I've already screwed it up too. Just let me end game. I wanna go talk to that dude, but I feel very compelled to open this up because it's in this room. And I want to gain any intel I can. Like, there might be lore behind this door is really what it boils down to for me. I've already screwed this up again. Why is this advanced lock so difficult? It's because I don't want to be doing... Like, picking this lock is the last thing I want to be doing right now. So the game's making it, like, as hard as possible to get through it. I'm making all the wrong choices because I'm being impatient. See, of course, there's nothing in here, but, like, there could have been. Could have been some real juicy lore about this prisoner who has this whole like section of the subsections of the master building is dedicated to him. Alright, I saw another one. Oh no, that was it. Oh no, yeah, right here. And this is just an open. I checked first, aren't I? Isn't that great? Here's some servers and like computer interfaces with them, but none that I can interact with, so. Alright, person who I'm super sussy is Victus, that should be dead but is not.
President Abeyo was kind enough to give me a few files to peruse. Quite the series of accomplishments you've managed. But now you face a foe unlike any other. An invisible enemy, lurking in the shadows. You're going to need all the help you can get. Which is why I hoped we could speak. Do you know who I am?
Dang, the game won't let me be as intuitive as I am. Before I even saw your face, buddy, I had a suspicion, and now that I'm seeing you up close in this zoomed in view, I am certain you are Victus, the war criminal, and I do not want your help. Given the amount of security, I'd say you're someone pretty important or dangerous. A guy who couldn't afford a place with a view, clearly. The closest I can
Continue whenever you like.
The closest I can come to naming him is saying this. You do look sort of familiar.
There's a reason for that. Introductions first, though. I'm Francois Sanon.
I knew it!
But most know me as Victus.
You motherfucker.
I was an admiral during the Colony War. One of its great villains, if you believe the slates. I was to be executed for my crimes.
You should have
been. But the previous regime deemed me too valuable to simply discard.
Typical
so
freaking UC.
A sacrifice on the altar of peace. Even my death served the colonies.
I can be really dumb and pretend like I don't remember anything Shannon or anything Hadrian said about her past. I'm like, no, I know what he did. Definitely one of the chattier ghosts I've met, except about what you actually want. Yeah, I mean, I want to say this, like I'm indignant and like I'm angry in real life over this. My character is angry about this. At least as I would be role playing him, would be very upset that Victus, the war criminal, is just chilling in a cell and not, not rotting in a grave like he should be. So I'm not going to ask this because I know very well what he did. I'm going to ask this, but if it advances the dialogue, I'm going to have to reload because I want, this is the indignant response I want to give. Do you see faked your death then?
One final act of rebellion by the leadership that lost the colony war. The trial was authentic. I faced tribunal with dignity. But my execution, staged. A lethal injection that was anything but. The cabinet at the time, long gone now, wished to keep me on as an advisor. And considering the other option, I was in no place to refuse. So I elected to trade my freedom for my continued existence. But such is the life of a soldier.
My God, the UC has been lying all this time.
Captain, please. There are no clean hands in galactic politics.
and
to keep
none
ourselves
dirtier
safe,
than the hands of
which,
the UC.
right now, means finding a way to protect the United Colonies and beyond from additional terramorph attacks. An effort you and my progeny, Hadrian, have already made impressive progress on. And I'd like to help. Though
I have a
am
feeling you already have
curious.
helped.
Has she shared with you the nature of our little family?
She has. And I have a feeling that more than you'll admit to me, you are largely responsible for the terramorph attacks. Kind of a stretch to call what you two had a family. I mean, this is a little rude, but like at the same time, like my character is not pleased with this revelation. And we'll be immediately going to SSNN if the game lets me. Kind of a stretch to call what you two had a family.
Unfortunately, I'm inclined to agree with you. Our relationship has always been a challenging one. The Major was born to become a great leader, carry on the legacy I established, and was given all the finest training to support it. And she excelled. But the universe cut all that short. Now, though, it's placed even more crucial work in front of the two of you. And I think I have a part to play in helping you accomplish what you've set out to do.
Do you hear this delusional madman? The universe cut all that No, she was involved in illegal, horrific research that was banned for good reason. And saner, more level-headed minds cut that short. I like, what are you even on? The universe cut that short. Not every day I get the chance to work with a man living in a fish tank. Keep talking now.
Was that all?
I'm going to ask this because my character is naturally inquisitive, but then we're saying this. Can you tell me more about this cloning program?
It was an attempt by the United Colonies to solidify its own legacy, forging a new generation of great leaders.
Yeah, I mean, Hadrian already told me all this. I was curious if you had any.
Made up of scholars and tacticians, trained at the United Colonies' greatest scientific and military academies, displayed incredible promise. But by the time the colony war came to a close, there was only Hadrian. But that's ancient history now. You have much more pressing matters at hand, with which I can help.
I do not want your help. Hadrian and I are doing just fine on our own.
I'd ask you at least hear me out.
No.
After some long years earning the trust of this current regime, the UC has been permitting me to work alongside one of their recovery teams, helping them gather intelligence on, locate, and organize scenarios to lure in some of the criminals that evaded justice after the colony war. With quite a few successes, I might add. But in the process, I managed to find something else. The names and locations of Hadrian and Percival's old research team. Valuable manpower for the effort you're about to embark on. I'll tell you where they are, but in exchange, I need something dealt with.
Absolutely fucking not. I'm not even. I'm curious, but also not even curious in how he's been quote unquote helping. You track down war criminals, people like you. How's that work exactly?
Well, who better to find them? But many of them I knew personally, and I've always had a mind for details. Where someone was born, next of kin. You'd be shocked how often an otherwise brilliant criminal flees to the planet just next to the one where they were born, or where where a family member resides. I simply use my own personal knowledge and the information our group collects for me to track them down and set things right.
Yeah, right. Not sure I like the sound of this.
One task. That's all I require.
No.
There is a former colleague of mine, a man
What
by
part
the
of
name
no?
of Dr. Reginald Orlays. Like myself and Hadrian, he was involved in some of the United Colony's more problematic lines of research. Mech weapons were his specialty. If it dealt death, he could make a deal more. When the colony war ended, he fled, refusing to face tribunal, and has continued to peddle his skills to the highest bidder to this day. But I finally found him. I want you to track him down and deal with him. However you're able. I'm not expecting he'll come quietly. Bring me evidence that the job's done, and I'll tell you what I know.
He's going to be just someone who knows what Victus here is up to, and he's trying to take care of a loose end that he can't take care of through his UC contacts, because then they'd be suspicious of him. Yeah, why have me do this? Why not hand this over to one of the members of this recovery team?
Captain, your files indicate a track record of unlikely successes. It is my genuine hope that, perhaps down the line, you might become a part of our team. And this might be something of a tryout.
Not interested. How do I know you're not asking me to kill an innocent man?
Speak to Deputy McIntyre. I'm sure she'd be happy to hear that someone might be tying up this loose end at long last. Though I would ask
he
you,
even called it a loose end.
do not make the mistake of confusing me for a simple cutthroat.
Oh, we'll be talking to Deputy McIntyre. We're going to be telling everybody about Victus being down here and the UC's lies. Anyone who will listen, that is, which I'm worried will be no one. How about I arrest him and turn him over to the UC?
You can certainly try, but the man's been out there 20 years. He's likely gone feral by now. Easier for all if you simply blow up his ship and be done with it.
Not doing that. I'm not killing anyone, but if he's actually as bad as you claim, I'll consider bringing him to justice. I mean, what I really want to say is I need to think about this and then, like, never do it. But the game's not going to give me that option, right? This is just like, I'm not ready to pick up this quest yet. Let me come back later type of thing. This is just me agreeing. But yeah, I'm not killing anyone, but if he's actually as bad as you claim, I'll consider bringing him to justice.
To sleep at night, so be it. According to my information, he's been hiding around the world of Etheria, Wolf System. There's a star station in the vicinity, the Den. The head of the local Vanguard, one Captain Marquez, should be able to help you find our man. If you don't believe me, speak to the deputy. She'll confirm Orlays is a man worth removing from this world.
I know the answer to all these questions. Alright, let's do everything we can to get into the cell and kill the war criminal. Oh, I was like, switch! Dang it. Okay.
Identity verified. You may proceed to the exit.
Sarah, we have a lot to talk about, but let's get out of this UC facility first. Oh, right. Hmm.
There's something I need to talk to you about.
Yeah, me too. It's Victus. They have Victus is still alive. He's a prisoner under mask, but he's still alive. That war criminal, that
Something you
horrible
need?
person. Did you not hear what I just said? Victus. Victus is still alive, Sarah. What are we going to do? How are we going to... We need to come up with some sort of plan to get in there and kill him. Are you with me, Sarah? Are you with me?
I have an important personal decision to make, but I need to discuss something with you first.
Yeah, I'm listening. Oh, sorry, I bumped my mic. If it will help you decide, I'm here to listen.
Phew, thank you. So, where to start? Before I was with the Navigator Corps, I was career military, part of the United Colonies Navy. When the Colony War broke out, I was posted as the chief navigator on a warship, the Dauntless.
What? These are weird dialogue choices. Making chief navigator sounds like quite an accomplishment.
Well, the position didn't last long. There was a particularly bloody battle. We were fighting over a world in the Eta Cassiopeia system. Worst fighting I'd ever seen. We lost 12 ships that day. 12. Including my own.
And you blame yourself and you want to make amends somehow? Why the Cassiopeia
Economic
system?
reasons. Several of the worlds in the Cassiopeia system were mineral rich. Both sides wanted to drop refinery outposts on the surface to bolster their supply.
Hundreds of lives must have been lost.
I'm well aware how many lives were lost. Now let me finish. The ship
Jesus,
was
Sarah,
barely
come on.
intact. The captain and first mate died.
I feel bad now. I'm hasty to get to the part where I reveal to the whole world that Victus is still alive. So I was rushing a little bit too much through that dialogue, and I should have been more thoughtful in my responses to what Sarah's saying. So I'm just going to go back and I'm going to choose the other one that she doesn't have to go on. She may be equally snappy with me after I say that, but yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, being like, oh, hundreds of people must have, like, she's clearly blames herself for whatever happened. Oh, God, I always, what I especially feel bad about is when the
We
loading
should have a
screens...
talk. When you have the time, of course.
Yeah, right now, Sarah, right
Hey.
now, I'm down.
I have an important
Yep. If it'll help you decide, I'm here to listen.
Phew, thank you. Before I was within... When the colony...
Sounds like quite an accomplishment.
Well,
It didn't last long.
There was a particularly... We lost...
Bloody battle, blah, blah, blah. Why the Cassiopeia?
Economic
I'm still,
reason.
it's still
Both sides
interesting.
wanted to drop.
Not a bad thing to ask. If this is too difficult for you, we don't have to continue.
No. This is important. I need to tell you this. The ship was
There, I
barely
feel better
intact.
about that.
The captain and first mate died the previous day, which put me in command. A
Oh, wow,
shrewd
third in
captain
command,
would have called
interesting.
for the crew to abandon ship. But I was so angry. I wanted to stay. I needed to fight.
Ooh. I really like this ship command specific dialogue. Trust me, from one captain to another, you made the right choice. I don't know if she's going to like me saying that, but we got to pick the skill-related dialogue. Let me just see what the other options are. I would have done the same. I wouldn't have taken the risk, which was just like... She's in the process of criticizing her own decision. So both of these are dumb. Like, I would have done the same. I mean, this is basically I would have done the same. But with more authority.
Hello?
But then, like, I wouldn't have taken risks. Like, she already regrets that decision, right? I don't know what I would have done is probably the best choice if I didn't have this to choose. Despite the damage, your ship still had the ability to fight. I really hope this doesn't advance the dialogue.
The Dauntless was a tough little ship. No shields and the hull was breached, but it still had power. And weapons. That's why I remained in the battle. Huge mistake.
Trust me, from one captain to another, you made the right choice. She is not going to like this, but I feel like I've got to say it. Ship command.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. Unfortunately,
She loved
it doesn't
that,
make
actually.
what I'm about to tell you any easier. We fought for hours, but the damage was fatal. I gave the order to abandon ship and the crew piled into the escape shuttle. As the shuttle launched, I could see it was damaged. I heard screams before the radio cut. The last thing I saw, they were spiraling helplessly towards the planet's surface. There was
Why weren't you on the escape shuttle?
nothing I could do.
I'm confused by this story because, like, I understand the meat of what happened. She said the ship was fatal, like, and I assume she means like fatally damaged, like the ship was unrecoverably damaged, and the only way off the ship was through this escape shuttle, and she loaded her whole crew into that ship and launched the escape shuttle with her not on it. And then she saw that it was damaged and it like crashed into the planet's surface, probably killing everyone on board. But she somehow survived. So where my confusion with the story comes in is, like, apparently the ship was
This
in good enough
silence
condition
is
to
getting
keep
awkward.
people alive. And I feel like maybe she should just let everyone stay on board until whoever rescued her had rescued everyone. Yeah, here's my big question. Why weren't you on the shuttle with them?
It was my duty as acting captain to be the last person to leave the Dauntless.
Right, but was
We
there
had
another
more than
escape
one
shuttle?
escape shuttle available.
Oh, okay, there was.
So, I elected to wait until they were safe.
It still seems weird to me, but okay. I accept your story with less grains of salt now. My condolences to your crew.
Thank you. But condolences can't reverse what I've done. I was caught up in
didn't do
the
anything.
moment. An inexperienced captain making rash decisions that cost people their lives.
I'm worried again that this is going to advance the dialogue. I want to ask this question. What did your superiors say about your
My
actions?
superiors. When the dust settled, The United Colonies gave me a medal. Can you believe that? A damn
I had
medal.
a feeling that was going to be the
I
answer.
never even had a chance to find the shuttle wreckage and give my crew a proper burial.
I have a feeling that's what we're about to be doing. Damn it! It did advance the... I'm so mad. Why, game? Why are you doing that to me? Oh, there's an extensive help menu that I've never noticed before, really. I think I've maybe noticed it a few times, but I don't usually click on it. Sorry, gamers. I don't like that. I wish there was just a clear delineation between dialogue choices that are going to advance the dialogue and dialogue choices that are not going to advance the dialogue in this game. I think I've mentioned before, like Outer Worlds does that really well. The Fallout series also, like, I know Bethesda. Well, I guess the one I'm thinking of mostly is Fallout New Vegas, right? Is it Fallout New Vegas where the optional dialogues appear in like a light blue
I have
color?
something I need to discuss with you. Yeah, what is it?
Oh, actually, you know what? I'm mixing things up, but you know what I'm actually thinking of?
I have an important
Who does it
personal
really
decision
well?
to make.
CD
But I
Projekt
need
Red.
to discuss something with you first.
Cyberpunk 2077. They have, if it's an optional dialogue that will not advance the conversation, it's in a light blue color at the bottom. And if it's a dialogue that's going to progress the conversation, it appears in white. So nice. Like, that's how it should be. Like if you're trying to roleplay, you should know whether or not something's gonna. And like, I'm fine with some of the things that advance the conversation being questions, but it's just like when 95% of the questions in your game don't advance the dialogue, and then every once in a blue moon there's a question that does. It's really jarring. Like,
You okay?
if maybe you wanted some more information, but you also wanted to say the other thing. And I'm constantly feeling that way.
Phew, thank you. Before I was within, when the colony war broke. Well, there was a we lost 12. Economic reasons. Both sides. No. The ship was bed. A shrewd... The Dauntless was That's why I remember.
See, like this one. I'd half expect this to advance the dialogue, but it didn't.
Well, thank you. Unfortunately, we fought for hours as the shuttle launched. The last thing I saw,
I don't mean to be such a negative Nancy. I'm just annoyed. I'm taking it out on y'all by making you relive this dialogue over and over again.
It was
one
my
the
duty.
shuttle.
We
She
had
says there
more
was
than
another shuttle. I guess I'll say my condolences
Thank
to your
you.
crew again, even though
I was caught up in the
acts weird with that. So now that I know that these are 3 options that will all advance the dialogue, now that I know this isn't just like me gaining some more information before I respond to her, it seems like when I'm reading it as one of 3 options, it seems like the most callous thing I could possibly say. They give me a freaking medal. Like, I knew that was the answer. But I definitely wanted to come back to this dialogue tree and then say nothing you've
You in
described.
deep thought or something?
I am in deep thought. Like, this is also a very callous thing to say, but this is probably the most callous of them all. Nothing you've described sounds like your fault.
Try telling that to their loved ones. When the dust settled, the United Colonies gave me a medal. Can you believe that? A damn medal. I never even had a chance to find the shuttle wreckage and give my crew a proper burial.
Well, like, I'm terrified. Like, I want to know, but I also don't want to accidentally advance this dialogue, so I'm not going to ask. I mean, I assume she used the other escape shuttle, which was not damaged. Okay. That's what we're just going to assume, because I don't want to go through this dialogue again. I'll feel really bad if I have to. Definitely not saying that. I mean, maybe.
You were awfully quiet.
I feel like this is an awful thing to say because she clearly does blame herself. And she clearly doesn't feel like it was bad luck. She feels like she made poor decisions. I'm going to say this. At least you're still alive to honor their legacy.
That's true. But still, it doesn't erase the real issue here. Remember when you said no one but me would have pushed harder to keep the navigator core going? Well, this time, pushing too hard cost lives. Don't you get it? Everything I do, everything I touch, somehow falls apart. That's why I'm worried about us.
Us? You mean like you and I? You're worried about our friendship falling apart because you're very passionate about our friendship? Or are we like accidentally romancing you? Should I have left you on the ship and taken Andrea with me instead? I mean, don't worry, I'm here for you every step of the way. You can't get rid of me that easily. There's little you could say that would change my opinion about you. Worried about us?
Look, it's clear the two of us are becoming more than partners. We're becoming close friends. Even though I've pushed people away in the past, I feel different when I'm around you. I feel safer, comfortable, not afraid to admit who I am. I'm terrified I'm going to screw that up.
This whole story is like she's confessing this all to me now because she's worried that she's going to somehow screw up our friendship. This is a little weird. I thought this was going to be like with Andrea, where she was like, I want to get some closure for something that happened in my past, and it really had nothing to do with me except for the fact that I was someone she could trust. But this thing with Sarah is like, oh, I have this thing that I really regret from my past, but I don't really care about it anymore. But it makes me think about how I always screw things up, and I don't want to screw up our friendship. Like, what?
You in deep thought or
what
something?
What a weird segue. You can't get rid of me that easily.
All this nonsense and you still have faith, eh? You really care about me, don't you?
I do. No, that's because I'm falling in love with you, Sarah. It'd be funny to like, I wonder if I can marry both her and Andrea at the same time. In fact, I'm wondering if I try flirting with her, if she'll be like, what about Andrea? But like, we're so deep into this dialogue, there's no way I'm risking it just to find out. Like, the science is not valuable enough to... Not for the science. We're not doing the science. We're partners. I'll always have your back, Sarah. I'll never stop having faith in you, Sarah. Nothing could get in the way of our friendship.
I feel exactly the same way. Phew. I didn't think that would be so draining. Thank you for being there, for listening to me when I needed it the most. I'll never forget this. I promise.
Okay, I mean, guess you really need to get that confession off your chest. But like, I don't know. It's just like that trope in like where the character that's like a good guy like to the extreme. Like is feeling super guilty because this one time they like failed to save someone's life even though they tried their best to save it. And it's like it always seems like weird that like they feel like their best wasn't good enough and that's the thing they're super guilty about instead of like people who actually do bad things and then feel guilty about them. I don't know. So in case you're curious what I'm doing, we're headed to SSNN to tell anyone who will listen that Vayvictus is alive.
He said top minds were on it. Sure hope they know what they're doing.
One of my friends
Oh.
told me he actually
There's some
likes
dialogue that I
it.
just missed about
He says it's not as bad as
the guard being like, alien terramorph attacks, something, something, blah, blah, blah.
If you
I'm
have
too
a news
focused.
story for me, I'm very happy to pay your fee.
Nadia, let me tell you, I've got the story to end all stories. You are for sure going to earn this world's equivalent of a Pulitzer Prize when you publish this. I guarantee it.
My
This
source
is going to
back.
blow
Here to
your
report anything else?
mind, Nadia. It's going to blow your mind.
You talk and get paid. I spread the news. It's a classic win-win.
Game developers, where's my Vayvictus is alive dialogue option? I don't see it, but I know it's possible because my character, role-playing my character, I would 1,000% immediately go to the news with this information.
Hope
All right,
to
maybe
see you
you
again.
can't go to the news. Well,
It's
maybe it's
important
this guy,
that
David.
if you
David,
ever
Vayvictus
find
is alive.
We're
David,
close to the action here in New Atlantis. Prime
Nadia,
position
Vayvictus
reports
is
You
still
have
alive.
that look
Nadia.
in your eye.
affect
Back to
United
grind.
Colonies.
Okay. So, okay. No problem. My character, like, forgot the, forgot how to speak. Just then, they forgot how to speak, so they couldn't tell the reporters about this thing with Vayvictus. It was really weird, but we're feeling better now. We feel like we can speak again. So there must be some sort of strange spell on the SSNN building that prevents us from telling the truth about Vayvictus still being alive. But we have another idea. Another thought has come to mind. We're going to go to the Freestar Collective Embassy, and we're going to tell them. We're going to tell them that Vayvictus is still alive. That's the Armistice Archives. Here we go. Yeah, Freestar Collective Embassy. Perfect. Excuse me. I need to speak to the ambassador. It's an emergency. Please. I need you to unlock the elevator. It's an emergency. I need to speak to the ambassador urgently.
Hard to believe it's been 2 decades since we were at war with the Collective, when it seems like only yesterday.
No, I gotta admit, I'm feeling some kind of way about this, because I did want to at some point go back down there and go through the vents and stuff and see what the secret is about the Freestar Ambassador that I was supposed to blackmail her with. But it looks like you lose access to that part of the building once you're done with that quest. So that's annoying. I thought I'd still have access, but I mean, it is what it is. Let me look at my loading options, actually. Ooh, I do have this save in the House of Varun Embassy. Yeah, so I could load this and then just skip on over to the Freestar Embassy and take a look at that. We may do that at some point.
Maybe we
All
should
right.
stop for a moment at the memorial. You know, to pay our respects.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Full spacesuit.
They don't want us to know the truth.
Warning. Criminal activity in this area will be punished.
The newer versions are always so buggy.
No, I thought Sarah might have something to say about the memorial, since she wanted us to come over here, but I guess not. All right, I'm done with my role-playing shenanigans. Super obviously can't tell anyone about Victus, annoyingly. We'll try to tell that bartender at the bar when we go to the den, which I believe is like coming up here. Lacey.
That your ship that landed not too long ago? It sure is something.
Alright. I need you to convince me that the quest I'm going to be forced to do for Victus is at least a gray area and not just an awful thing to be doing because he's a war criminal.
Captain, did your meeting go well?
Oh, that's right.
I
McIntyre
hope
knows
it's clear
who I
now
was
why
meeting
we
with.
needed you to agree to all the secrecy.
I don't see what the big deal is. Some old guy living in your basement? I could do that. Deputy, I was not prepared for that. I mean, I kind of was. There's an executed war criminal in your basement.
Captain, please, keep your voice down. The
No,
situation
I want
with
to tell the world.
the prisoner is a complex one. A holdover from a different era. But it's a situation we've been managing as discreetly and humanely as we can for some time now. And the most critical part of that management is making sure no one else learns of it. Do I make myself clear?
Well, two things. One, Sarah's definitely in the room with me this time. So, yeah. I know I didn't just name him, but she definitely heard that thing I said about executed war criminal. And two, the only way you should have been managing that is by making up for the mistakes of whatever former government decided that was a good idea and putting him to death. I mean, I don't even need to ask this question, but I'm saying this. The Freestar Collective, at least, should be told about this.
No, they really shouldn't. And
Yes,
bringing
they
up
really
what you've
should.
learned outside this building will make you, Captain, look like a crazy person. I don't want that, and you certainly don't want that. So you need to keep this to yourself. Now, was there something in particular you wanted to discuss about your meeting?
See, she's in on this with Victus, and so I'm not going to believe a dang thing she says. Part of me wanted to fly all the way to Aquila City to see if I could tell the Freestar Rangers or like anyone from the Council of Governors about Victus. But I mean, I think we all know that the developers are basically like saying, you can't tell anyone, don't even try, because we're not going to let you. So, I'm going to be a hitman. First target, Reginald Orlees. Didn't have anything else to discuss. No. The prisoner asked me to deal with a Dr. Orlees. Figured you and I should discuss.
Dr. Reginald Orlees? He's finally found him. Of course, killing Orlees is completely out of the question. But bringing him to justice... He's been on the lam for years. That'd be a huge win for the UC. What's being offered in return?
Wait, are you actually considering
Allowing
this?
you to kill someone on behalf of the prisoner? Absolutely not. But taking the chance to bring a known criminal to justice? Well, the old man's been right more than a few times in the past. So, what's being put on the table here?
The location of Hadrian's old research team members.
Really? He found the members of the research team. We'd already initiated a search for them, but it'd save a lot of time and manpower if he just gave us that information. Captain, if that's the deal, you have my endorsement. Just so long as you make every effort to bring the man in alive. Now, was
Well,
there anything else you wanted to discuss regarding your meeting?
No. At least she wants me to bring in the criminal alive, which I'm for sure going to do. Like that says to me, the gamer me, that there's going to be a non-lethal option for this quest. So I'm happy about that. We'll be doing that. I don't want to do any favors for this. Like honestly, now that we know he has that information about the location of Hadrian's other team members, we should just be like, I mean, I know I'm a super hypocrite. Like, I'm like, we should just torture him to get that. But I mean, we should tell him that if he's not, willing to freely provide that information that we need to save the world, then we've decided that he's outlived his usefulness and he should be put to death like he was supposed to be put to death years ago, decades ago. He's already gotten decades of extra life that he was not entitled to. He's a monster from everything I know about him. What are the chances of being lured into a trap?
Trusting the man downstairs would be a mistake. But I don't think you need to be too concerned. This is far from the first name he's handed over, and all previous missions went off largely without a hitch.
Yeah, and has he been asking for a favor every single time?
I think you can proceed.
Like, is that why he's in such a luxurious cell down there? He should be in like a 5x5. Didn't have anything else to discuss.
Then I'll bid you good day, Captain, and remind you of the importance of discretion.
Oh, I was like, where's Sarah? She was hiding in the plant. Sarah, you heard that right? War criminal in the basement. You heard that right? It's Ve Victus. It's Ve Victus.
You've got something for me? Time to go?
Yeah. Okay, game. Ew, that was a really long quest description. Let's actually read that before we advance anything too much. I just spoke to Ve Victus, a former UC admiral and a man who's supposed to be dead. He asked me to track down and deal with a rogue weapons scientist named Reginald Orlace. He believes Orlace is hiding near the planet of Etheria in the Wolf system, and that I should speak to the local head of the Vanguard, Captain Marquez, to get specifics. So I know there's like the old Wolf station there. I'll show you when I. Let's just go there, right? So if we, it won't let me. Okay, well whatever. We'll jump to the Wolf system.
It might not be Jemison.
So if you zoom out here, we've got the den, which is around the planet of. Oh wow, that's actually a weird thing to pronounce. Chthoniya. Maybe Cathonia is how it's pronounced. It's a weird spelling. But I've noticed this before. It's called Etheria Ruins. And it's a space station, and it looks like maybe what used to be the Wolf Station before it was like they mentioned this thing in the Den. I think part of the lore of the Den is it was destroyed during the Colony Wars, and then it was rebuilt almost out of spite. So there is a moon of Etheria being this gas giant. But for sure we're going to this derelict space station that I wasn't able to interact with previously when I went there before. But we have to do things in order, of course, so we first got to go to the Den. I'm realizing now that I believe I have like a piece of contraband on me, so it's convenient that we're going to the Den, I guess. I'll sell it while we're there. We'll also talk to the bartender. He's a big Vevictus fanboy. And I'm, of course, desperate to tell anyone who will listen that Vevictus is still alive, so let's give him a try, even though he's going to think that's good news. There's also an SSNN reporter here that's been looking for a story to report on for, like, the whole playthrough. So we'll give him a chat also and see if we can tell him that Vevictus is still alive. They are taking me to the Den as part of this quest, so maybe that's how I can expose them.
Docking cycle complete.
So we still haven't gotten Sarah's companion quest. I guess it's probably going to be the next time she wants to talk to us. She'll be ready to send me on a quest, or maybe she doesn't have one.
Well, this station's seen better days. I wonder if the UC will ever fully restore it to its former glory.
You.
It's a little surprising, isn't it? Out here on the edge of UC space, but it's just so quiet.
Well, have I got the story for you, Holden?
I really did think this place would see a bit more action.
Well, no action here, but can I tell you that Vevictus is still alive? Yes, that Vevictus.
Farewell, then.
Holden doesn't care.
Hey there.
None of us would be here now weren't for Vevictus. We'd all do well to remember that.
Uh-huh. That's the poster of him back there. Look, can you look at the younger version of him?
I'd heard the Den wasn't quite living up to its old standards, but this... Oh, it's definitely worse than I expected.
I mean, he looks identical to this now. Man hasn't aged a day.
I'm on what you call a long-term assignment. Suits me fine, so long as the UC keeps paying me. Don't let Orville get to you. Yep. See ya.
How come talking about history makes people so uncomfortable?
Because you think that psychotic war criminal is a good person that should be honored?
We should be grateful for the sacrifices made by our military, not embarrassed by them. Long live the UC.
Ugh. Gross. Can't even tell him about Vevictus. I'm just becoming tongue-tied when I'm around all these people that would be interesting to tell about
Was
Vevictus.
there something you needed? Yes, of course.
Forgot what I was doing for a second there. Okay.
Been up there, huh? Space? Must be cool. I never get to go to space.
You're literally in space right now. I've heard some really hilarious random dialogue from guards and stuff in this game. It's because this is a UC security guard. All UC security guards have the same random dialogues. So, like, it doesn't matter where they are. Like, this dude's on a space station. He's like, "You've been up there, huh? Space must be cool. Never been to space." But it's like, bro. You tell me you were born on the Den? I don't think so. Reyna, my friend. Remember how I came and had to talk to you about that other thing with Andrea? You're not even going to remember we've ever met, are you?
Look who's back. You got something quick? Kind of busy at the moment.
Oh, that's nice. Reyna remembers us. Reginald Orlace. Heard you might know him. I don't know if that's the right approach to take, because maybe she knows that name and knows he's like a war criminal, but doesn't know. I'm going to say this. There's a wanted man hiding out in this sector. I need to find him.
Think you got some bad information. If there was a wanted man in our skies, he wouldn't still be out there. Unless...
See, she doesn't know that.
Are you talking about the Warlock? There's been rumor of a ship
Maybe.
out there for years now. Doesn't respond to hails, never docks. More than a few amateur investigators have tried to find it. And at least
Warlock, huh?
2 never came back. Aetheria's debris fields are plenty dangerous if you're not used to flying in them. But if you're suggesting it might not have been the fields that got them, well, I can give you the coordinates of the Warlock's last sighting.
Anything else you can tell me about the Warlock?
I mean, I honestly thought it was just a story board haulers told to amuse each other.
It might
But
be.
if the pilot of the Warlock really has been dusting our people, well, hopefully you're about to make our skies a whole lot safer.
Sure am. Reluctantly, though. What's so dangerous about that part of Aetheria's orbit?
Well, the original Den Star Station was destroyed decades ago during the Serpent's Crusade by marauding
Serpent's
House-Brune
Crusade.
zealots.
Right.
Big part of the remains from those battles ended up gathering around Aetheria, forming a nasty debris field. Every now and then, some headstrong scrapper comes limping back because they hit an 80-year-old mine. Or sometimes they don't come back at all.
So
Though,
not just a debris field, but also a
Maybe it's
minefield.
not just the field that's been picking them off.
I'll take those coordinates.
Sure thing. Here, this should get you pointed in the right direction. Good hunting, and stay safe.
Oh, what an interesting tooltip to give me at this juncture.
Problem?
They're specifically advising me about using EM weapons, which is not a coincidence at all. Look, it's like permanently at the top of my screen right now. Ship EM weapons. Oh, well, I guess permanently was a bit premature to say, but it's basically telling me that you have to do a regular ship combat, and if you don't do it the way that lets you dock the ship, then you're SOL. So we're gonna have to be real careful about this. This may take a few reloads because we're not killing this guy. We're not just gonna blow up the ship like Victus wants us to do. Absolutely not. Captain Marquez has given me the coordinates. I need to find the Warlock, a ship that may be home to Orlace, but she warned me to be careful. A number of ships have been lost in the debris fields where the Warlock has been seen. Find the Warlock. All right, let's do a nice chunky manual save here in the den. Now, I do not have EM weapons on this ship. I don't think. I'd love to be corrected.
Releasing ship from dock. Done.
Right, we don't. We have missiles
Among the stars.
and parabolic weapons. Actually, you know what? While I'm here, this may be a bit of a waste of time, but I want to. This has been bothering me. Like
Ship is now
on my other
docked.
playthrough that I'm casually doing in my spare time. I've been doing the double parabolic weapons thing, which I did on this ship, because I really like that.
Got anything you need to offer? Anything I can help you with? Sure, have at it.
But I've been having them mapped to the triggers and having missiles or EM weapons, and when I do use those, mapped to the Y button. Oh, these are turrets. They're turrets. Never mind. I understand now why I have them set up the way that I do, so I actually don't need to change anything. So sorry about that, waste of time. But it did remind me about how my ship is set up in a very important way, because we're going to need to power down this weapon system completely, because that's my turrets. Right, this is manually fired. Wait, if I power this up, can I actually... Turrets cannot be fired. Okay, yeah. Right, so we'll keep this. We're just going to use this parabolic weapon. We're going to target the engines. We're going to try and just do it that way. Let's go ahead and take advantage of all the extra power we have to get full engines. We'll dump the rest into missiles, but like... Actually, no. I'm not going to risk it. We'll throw the rest in to grav just for giggles. Now that I'm all set to do this space combat, let's just save one more time in my ship. Just the small chance that I'm going to have to redo this a few times to get it done right. As expected, we're going to the Etheria ruins. There's the Warlock, a level 28 ship. I'm going to just approach it, try to hail it. I don't think we're going to get the option to hail it, but... Ooh, there was a mine that just went off. Damaged my shields.
Endless boy, who is this you've brought me? More scrap for the field. Savor your last moments, Moat. All systems. Shoot them down.
Oh, wow, that was weird. Alright, there we go. Shield engines, there we go. And then fire at the engines. Whoops. We lost our target lock. There we go, we're back on the engines.
What are you? No, no, I will not die in a cage.
Alright, so as soon as I disabled the engines, he said, the engines, what are you... No, I will not die in a cage. Like, he's onto us. He knows we're coming on board to capture him alive. But it sounds like he will not be taken alive. Or at least he's, you know, would rather die. So then my options in the quest... Can I get to my quest log right now? Oh, I can. Perfect. I've disabled the Warlock's engines. Now I should be able to board his ship and see if I can't capture its pilot. Destroy the ship or board the Warlock. Well, we're of course going to do the latter. Since I can go into my menus, let's go ahead and put on this Nova Blast Disruptor. Oh, looks like the Orion also does EM damage. It's just 14 compared to this doing 105, so like... Maybe I'm crazy, but... I'm going to try to give this one to Sarah. He uses 3 kV laser rounds. Okay. Because I do want Sarah to come with me, but...
Yeah?
But I hope it does not come to that.
Andrea.
I'll
you're cute,
only
girl.
carry the good stuff.
Right, so Equinox. Yeah, let's take this. She already has some 3 kV laser cartridges, which is perfect. I'm going to take the Equinox off of her, and then we're going to give her the Orion. And then equip.
So long.
Perfect. It's all going according to plan.
It's good to see
I
you.
disabled the ship successfully, but I don't know what we're in for here. So is this not... I guess that's my docking bay. Don't mind me, I just forget the layout of my
I
ship.
was just thinking about you.
Oh, that's nice, America. I'm a big fan of Elden Ring, so I feel a weird kind of way every time I see the name America. If you know, you know. It's weird having her as a crew member on my ship, I guess is the point. that name will forever be tainted. Yeah, let's board the Warlock.
It's good to be back on board.
Captain, it is pleasant to
Oh god,
see you.
Vasco's here? That's going to be a problem, maybe.
I lost everything because of the UC. They will get no more!
Pilot emergency detected. Hatch override engaged. Error. File deletion cannot be completed. Ending process.
Hello.
Interesting. So, I mean, this is, you know, it's good. I intentionally just, like, sat back at the back end of this room because I wanted to listen to all of his dialogue. Like, he was talking some shit, and I wanted to let him talk his shit because, you know, interesting stuff. But I think I actually screwed up. Because I didn't realize this at the time until the very end. He was committing unaliving. he was ending his own life there, and we don't want him to do that. Alright, so I'm just going to immediately pause. I've disabled the Warlock's engines now. I should be able to board his ship and see if I can capture its pilot. Destroy the ship. Right, so we've still got that as the objective.
You will not take me. I lost
Ooh.
everything because of the UC. They will get no more.
Inaccessible.
Pilot emergency detected. Hatch override engaged.
Okay.
Error. File deletion cannot be completed.
Oh,
Ending process.
son of a snitch. Is this the research station?
Please disregard. I attempted an informal greeting, but I am
Vasco,
dissatisfied with the
your
results.
jokes are funny, man, but like, a little preoccupado here. Let me just check down here. I'm looking to see if, like, I think, oh god, I was about to call him Victus. I think this dude dying was, like, scripted. Like, there's no way you can take him alive. He's just not gonna let that happen, type of thing, no matter what. Fine. This space helmet looks cool. It looks like it might be unique, but it also looks like it might just be a deep seeker space helmet. But I can't tell. So we're gonna bust it out of here, and it's gonna be like really crappy, useless deep seeker space helmet that you definitely don't want. And I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, cool. Glad I spent like 10 minutes picking that lock, because that's super swell. Oh my god, it is. It's just a deep seeker space helmet. Okay. Got some money, Rothosite. Oh! Really? No. No. Oh my, look at all this crap.
Is uncomfortable, but I think we could survive continuously here without our suits.
His little freaky science lab. This is one of those things, like, I don't know. There's like a safe here with a master lock on it, and then there's a locker here with a master lock on it, like. It's been a while since I've picked any locks. Well, I mean, obviously I've picked a ton of locks in this video, so that's not exactly what I mean, but for a good chunk of this, like, side mission stuff, I've been the bonus videos, I've been not picking locks because I played the entire game, the entire main story of the game, and there was never a situation where I felt properly rewarded for picking a lock, especially like a master lock like this. Just almost always seems to lead to like garbage. Yeah, I got a tranquility and 870 credits for picking that lock. Like, why, game? Why? Oh, hold on. Oh, sorry, correction, like 1,400 credits or whatever that adds up to. But every once in a while, I like sort of black out that I've wasted so much time in this series picking locks when I could have, like, but by the end I felt like, man, all the time in all my videos that I should add it up. Like, all that time I spent picking locks was ultimately just useless. I never got more story or more lore from picking a lock. At least not that I can remember. Nothing that stood out that made me feel like I was glad that I spent the time picking the lock. You know, like, I feel like the game should award you more. And not just with the experience points, like the ones that just cost me to get a level up. Like 1,000 credits. Like, for example, in the Fallout series, when you could like hack terminals and stuff like that, you would very often get like cool lore and like world building that's like extra that you wouldn't have gotten if you hadn't had the hacking skill, or like you'll pick a lock and get into a room that has like this really cool set piece and like world building stuff and like maybe like journal entries and stuff behind that door that you would not have gotten if you didn't have the lock picking skill to get in there. I've not felt that with Starfield. There's never, I don't think I've ever gained access to a place or anything like that where I was like, this is like, the one exception maybe is I picked the pocket of Benjamin Bayou and went to his penthouse and got a new like location that I could visit on Earth as a result, and got a new snow globe and stuff. Like, that was kind of cool. That felt rewarding, but that was the pickpocket skill. Like, that's still not like lock picking. I feel like I've never been rewarded for lock picking. In fact, I feel like the only reward I've gotten from taking that skill has been the occasional dialogue option that comes up that I can respond a certain way with security skill. Right, so this dude offed himself. We'll take his ID, which will probably serve as proof.
I suppose they're not going to need it anymore.
No, certainly not. We'll take his lab coat too, since it is what it is. I assume we can steal his ship. Ooh, but am I maxed on ships on this character? I'm not. Nice. Check his personal computer. Personal logs. So he deleted all of them, but then these last two, the computer was like, unable to complete file deletion. File deletion terminated, or something like that. So this is 11:51, 12:031. Is that a date? I guess not, right? Because 13. Wait, actually, no. Yeah, neither of these make sense as dates, but. File corrupted, partial recovery complete, displaying. Delivery is complete. Item was exactly as asked. Never imagined this was possible. You do amazing work. Right, he's doing illegal mech stuff still. Same thing. Partial recovery complete. For the things you've done, won't get a trial, lock you in a cage, rest of life. No way for a man to live. When they come, you kill them or show them you won't be caged. See, I feel like this is a message from Victus to him. Like, someone's coming to arrest you for the things you've done. You won't get a trial. They'll lock you in a cage for the rest of your life. That's no way for a man to live. When they come for you, kill them or show them you won't be caged, like Vivictus warning him that we were on the way. And encouraging him to die instead of be taken alive, because he had information about Vivictus and the shady Terramorph-related shite that he's been up to. And we've just tied up that loose end for him, because we are for sure being used. I knew it. Oh my. You are not authorized to pilot this ship. This ship has been rendered inoperable. Alright, I'm gonna... Okay, whatever. Fair enough. I'm leaving. I'm trying to be leaving. Alright, Vasco, thanks for holding down the fort.
Clamps released.
All right. I found Orlace's old United Colonies ID. This should be sufficient evidence to prove to Vivictus the job is done. I'm still a little weirded out that, like, there was this whole thing where I could optionally speak to Deputy McIntyre about this, and she, like, urges me to take him in alive. And then there's another optional thing where I can board his ship instead of destroying it. Like... I'm going to save here. I don't know. I feel like I'm feeling some kind of way about this. There's really no way to stop him from killing himself. That there must not be. I'm not even going to... I was going to... Part of me wanted to reload and give it one more try, but like... I didn't see any computers or anything I could hack in there. The door just said inaccessible. Like... It didn't open up until he was, like, dead. Yeah, I'm satisfied that there was no options for that. It's a pretty cool ship design. I like the cargo tucked in the bottom there. Okay. Back to New Atlantis we go. To the Mast... Whoops. To the Mast District. Why is it being weird? Yeah, take me there. It's trying to lead me to believe that the shortest route to Vivictus is through the spaceport, but I know that is wrong. It really is weird when it, like, when you use the, like, take me to that objective thing and it's something in New Atlantis. 9 out of 10 times it tries to take you to the wrong district. Alright, right. We can take the elevator from the station up. Right. But... we're basically way over time, and I've let this video run long because I know a lot of this video was me complaining about things and, like... and jumping off buildings and doing some goofy stuff. I do want to talk to Zora and buy my penthouse, though. I'd like to hear about what you have for sale.
Well, first of all, let me just say congratulations on becoming a United Colonies citizen.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see what we have available. Right now, I've got a little place in the well that's up for grabs. Needs some work, and the location is less than ideal, but it's a foot in the door, so to speak. I have a penthouse apartment in one of the residential towers. I forgot. Government has dibs on that one. Well, if it comes back on the market, I'll let you know. Sound like something you're interested in?
Oh. Government has dibs on that one? Interesting. Well, I can pay 30,000 credits to have an apartment in the well, but I'm not ready to buy
No
just
pressure here. You come see me if you change your mind. I'm always here if you're looking for a new home.
yet. Yeah, but I only have one to offer. So weird. Right, so it sounds like we can't, like, the the reason I was going to her to buy the penthouse apartment, or penthouse condo or whatever it is because I did at one point, like, look up all the different places you can buy for housing in the game. After I finished the main story, I did look up some things I was curious about. So I knew that the option existed. I even watched some videos on, like, what's the best apartment for you to own, and, like, it showed, like, gave a little tour of all the different housing options in the game. There's not too many of them. There's a couple in each of the major cities, like 2 in Neon, 2 in Aquila, of course, that one of which we own and lived in for a big portion of this playthrough. And then there's 2 in New Atlantis, the apartment in the well, of course, and the one I apparently can't get yet. And then, right, the 2 in Neon, and one's a sleep crate, and the other one's sort of like a penthousey type apartment. You've seen it on the elevator in Neon, the elevator near Aurora, or not near Aurora, near the nightclub that is escaping, the name of which is escaping me right now. But anyway, the one in New Atlantis was really cool looking, and it has a balcony that you can jump off of, which makes me super hyped for it. And you can decorate the balcony too, which is kind of cool. So I was looking forward to doing that and making that, like, maybe my final home, putting a bunch of cool, like, furniture and decoration up there between videos and stuff. But it looks like maybe I have to either, like, I know it's a possibility. I don't know what this thing about the government hold on it is, but I assume that's like, what that's saying to me is that I have to complete the UC Vanguard storyline before I'll gain access to that apartment, which makes sense, right? I didn't look into what I needed to do to unlock the various apartments. I just assumed that, like the one in Aquila City, if I had the credits for it, I could just buy it at any point in the game. But it looks like that is not the case, so... right, let's take the elevator back down to Ve Victis in subsection 7. I wonder if they'll just, like, forget that Sarah's with me and let her come with me this time. That'd be funny.
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
Yeah. Alright, gamers. This is where we're going to have to pick things up in the next video. I don't know how... I've sort of, like, as I've been doing the various faction quests, I've usually had a pretty good feel for how much is left in the quest. But this one's thrown a lot of curveballs at me, and... like, I thought a long time ago we were going to be studying this terramorph situation with Hadrian and the scientists, but then we had to, like, because we had that sample, right? So I thought we were going to bring that sample, and then we were going to figure out what was going on, and then we were going to do something about what was going on. But now we had to get that data out of the archives, and that was a whole thing. And now we had to do a favor for Victus, who is still alive, and that was a whole big old curveball. And he's going to tell us where the location of the rest of their research team is. So I assume that's going to be the next thing we're going to do. I don't know when we're ever going to actually get to the part where we go and speak to Hadrian and that other scientist and learn what this all means. And I assume after we learn what this all means, we're going to have to do something about the problem, right? So I imagine we've got a lot of UC Vanguard faction quest remaining. So that's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, everyone, for watching. As always, I hope you all have a fantastic day.